Hey, Frank Paris here. I have two collector's workshops Khyber Cobra mechanisms. This is a snake in a basket trick, which is used by very few people these days because it is probably around, it's been about 20, 25 years since it was manufactured by Collector's Workshop, which has changed hands. It is now Viking, and the original owners, Rich Block and Nick Ruggiero, uh, stopped making these things after a time. And I think these two are the latest versions. One of them is mine, and the other one, let's see which one is mine. Oh, this is mine right here. And this one here is a repair that I'm doing now for somebody. Actually, the repair is all done. I had to replace this toggle switch right here, which was not giving me any juice or any movement. And then I had to replace this toggle switch. This one is a 2-pin toggle switch. So it's on, I'm sorry, no, it's a 3 toggle. It's on, off, reset, okay, and then back to the center. And this one is a 6-pin toggle switch, but it also has the on, off, on switch, a 3-position switch. So this one had to be replaced, and this one had to be replaced. And then there was a piece of wire that wasn't connected in a certain place, and it is now functional, fully functional. And the reason I'm making this video is because over the years I've repaired and replaced these kinds of mechanisms that were manufactured by Collector's Workshop. Again, it's called the Kobra, and this whole mechanism is inside of a basket. Mine is not in a basket. I do not put mine in a basket. Mine is in a housing. That housing right there, that wooden housing to the left, is what my unit is in. And the reason it's not in the basket, which is safely tucked away in an ATV case, is because I like the fact that I can add a bubble machine and a card fountain and a smoke machine and a mechanism to make that particular housing move up and down, jump up and down. So I've added to the mechanism itself, in that it plays better with regards to, although it plays well no matter what. If you use it the way it is, it plays great. But just to milk it, I added a smoke machine, a bubble machine, and a card fountain to it, and it's all loaded into that box right over there, and so I get a little bit more mileage out of it. All right, so bearing all of this in mind, I did replace again this 6-pin toggle switch, and I replaced this toggle switch, and I also fixed a wire that wasn't connected and a wire that was broken, and I took off the cam. This is called a cam because what this does is it activates using these micro switches functionality to the snake itself, okay? And I'll show you that in a second. So this toggle switch had to be replaced. That toggle switch had to be replaced. Some wiring on the outside. I needed to adjust the cam unit, okay, and then basically it's all working fine. So now, how does this work and what does it do? Well, you're a performer. You're up on stage, and you are taking the audience on a little trip with your pet snake in the basket. You're saying, I'm going to take you down this road, and my snake can read minds, and it can tell you what card you're going to pick. And then, of course, you have somebody pick a card. Obviously, it's a force. They pick a card, and when they pick the card, okay, you show it to the audience, and the audience sees it, and you see it, but the snake doesn't see it because the snake is in the basket. And you see you have a pet snake in the basket. I only work with one snake. There are two snakes that come with this, one that you can stick in the basket, but I don't use that because it could get caught in the mechanism itself somewhere when you're putting it in the basket. And the basket has very little real estate in it. There's a small factor of not enough room in the basket. So I do not use the second basket. I just say there's a snake in the basket. And that's basically it. Now, this one is set, okay? And basically you start off by putting it in manual and set, and that moves the cam to this point right here, which is right past these two micro switches. These are called micro switches. This is a double micro switch. This is a single micro switch. Excuse me. And so once you've done that, you take it off manual and you put it on auto, and you go to the center switch here. You move this to the center, and when you're ready to perform, you would put this in run mode to activate the mechanism. So you force the card. The card is now forced, and you take the deck of cards and you throw it into the basket, and you tell the snake to look for the card. Now, I'm not going to set the. Well, I actually could try to set it. Let me just pull this over here. This is an additional. Just get this one in here. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm doing this with one hand. This mechanism actually is a spring-loaded card shooter. So basically what this is going to do is going to allow you to, when the mechanism is working, I just see if I can get this with one finger. Okay, back here. It's not that easy. It's trying to do this. So we didn't get one yet. All right. Anyway, these three guys would come down, and you'd put a bunch of cards in here, okay? I'll just put it this way so you can make believe that the cards are loaded in there. And what happens is when you're ready to perform, now that the deck of cards is in the basket, okay, there are some cards in the tray here. The second card is the card that is the duplicate of the card that you just forced, and you put back in the deck, and you put the deck into the basket. You've said to your snake, please find the card for me. All right, so now as you're doing that, you go over and you just turn the run switch on, and the cam is activated. Okay, and this is set. These spring-loaded mechanisms are set so that they're going to shoot cards out. Okay. So you're going to look at the card, you're going to see that it's not the right card. Oh, it's the 8 of diamonds. That's not the card that she selected. Please go back down and look for the card. And now when this mechanism, you can see it working, releases a whole bunch of cards. They come shooting out of the mechanism. And then the second time it releases, it again shoots a whole bunch of cards, and then finally the third time it shoots more cards. So 3 times you said to the snake, please stop making a mess of things, bring up the right card. And of course they bring up the right card, which happens to be the force card, which was a 6 of hearts. Okay, and then the snake goes down, and that's the end of the trick. So that's basically the mechanism. And of course the cam, okay, comes to rest at the end on these two guys right here, these two micro switches. So in order to reactivate it and get it so it's ready for programming, you would go up, put it in manual, and then hit the set button, which is, again, I'm pushing this towards me, and you'll see that the cam has gone past the micro switches, and now it's in position to start again with another group or another audience or whatever. And this will go back to the center. When you're ready to perform, it would go to auto, and then this goes back to the center. And when you're ready to perform, you would just hit this toggle switch and put it in the run mode, which is right here, which is what I did before. So that's basically the mechanism and how it works, and some of the repair work I did on this one here. which is going to go back to the customer. And again, I have repaired these over the years, and it's a very simple mechanism. It's a manual mechanism. There's no electronics involved. It's just a series of some wires hooked up to a micro switch with a cam, which activates power, which makes the snake go up and down, and it uses 4 D-cell batteries, which is 6 volts, and that's basically it. And again, you have the opportunity also as and to put it in manual mode if you want to change the cards, and you've got a toggle switch here, which I'm pushing the wrong way. This will, oh, did I put it on right? Hold on a second. Oh, I see. You have to have it that's surprising. Everything is fine. Should be working here. Let's see if we got, I guess we do have still an issue with this guy. Well, this is the toggle switch that I said was the one that, yeah, there is a, oh, there you go. I'm sorry. I didn't have it in manual mode. So now it'll go up and you can change the cards that you want to change. Put some more cards in there if you like. And this, by the way, these cards are picked up by Velcro. You can see the Velcro there. It's very, very transparent Velcro, which allows you to, and then of course you bring it down, and you're all set and ready to go. And there we go. So that's it. This is the Khyber Cobra, and it's a nice piece of equipment. If you ever need to have yours repaired or serviced, and you want to give me a call or an email or a messenger message through Facebook, that would be great, and I'd be happy to help you repair one. This is one that's just been repaired, and it's working fine. And the pricing, I think, is pretty reasonable for what you're getting and what you have. This is a very valuable piece. You don't want to use it as a paperweight. So if it's sitting down in your basement somewhere just collecting dust because you can't get it to work or there's something wrong with it, you should give me a call. Try 516-924-1178, which is my cell. Or message me through Messenger and tell me that you've got one that's not working. And we'll try to figure out what's wrong with it and get it working, and you can use it back in your shows. Frank Paris, over and out. Thanks a lot.